All right. Hello, everyone. Hopefully you can see me. Hopefully everything is working well. I'm Kanban, and I'm going to be streaming Braid today. And with me as a commentator, I have Justin. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. It's good to be with you, Kanban.
Indeed it is. I think we're just going to get right to it, and we'll explain the game as we move along. This game has a speedrun mode. So I'll be using that. It puts a timer in the game and everything, and it makes all the level transitions a lot faster. So we'll be using that, and I'll be giving a countdown from the game. 3, 2, 1, go. Just right off the bat here, there's going to be up to the right corner, there's an in-game timer that we use for speedrunning purposes. It's going to slightly change compared to the timer that you see on the screen. Because it pauses in a couple of places. But we'll just have two different timers. This is the way it is.
And for Braid world record keeping purposes, they do go by the timer that's in the corner there. So the actual, real time is not as important.
No. All right. So you want to tell us a little about the game, Justin?
Oh, I suppose Braid was one of the first indie games that really hit it big and made a big impact outside of the big production studios. And it's, as you might have already been able to tell, a bit of an homage to Super Mario. And it also is a game about, I guess you might say its gimmick is about manipulating time. And it's a puzzle game in that sense that you have to figure out ways to manipulate time to get through the levels. Now, that's not so heavy here in the first world, which is World 2.
Yeah, if I rewind time in this world, it basically means I did something wrong.
Yeah, exactly. But as we go onward, we'll see both a time rewinding mechanic and then some other manipulation of time mechanics, and that's all part of the game's story and lore, that our protagonist, Tim here, regrets something that happened in his past, and like all of us, wishes, that there were takebacks, basically, in life.
Yeah. Especially in speedruns.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this world, like it looks like I'm kind of backtracking a bit, but it's actually intended from the game. There are a couple of puzzle pieces you see early on that you actually can't take without getting some other puzzle pieces first. So, and that's the point of the game, is to collect all these puzzle pieces and make 5 different puzzles so you can get into the last world of the game.
And this is one of those situations where actually you can see a couple of these puzzle pieces have little bits of platform on them. And it turns out they do interact with Tim, and so he's able to jump up here and get up to this puzzle piece now that he collected the others.
I get myself up and I bring that Goomba down at the same time, so it's a nice little double trick there.
Yes.
The last run that was, it talked about the coyote jump, where you can kind of keep a jump. You can kind of do the same in Braid, but it's only for 10 frames after you leave a platform. But we will be using that here and there.
It is a big mechanic in a couple of places, and it's especially cool when it happens and there is no platform present anymore.
Yeah.
It's sort of been stored. It's pretty cool.
We'll probably never see that.
As you saw as well, yes, I think we will. It's in the speed running mode. I don't know if anyone noticed, it said 45 minutes, and well, it's not going to be that long. These speedrunners of Braid, they've figured out some incredible strats, really from World 3 on, that just skip so much of the intended path of the game, and it's really, really quite good. And I'd say if you haven't seen a Braid speedrun previously, 2 things to watch for that are pretty simple to see, as Kanban uses that rewind function. One is edge boosts. You'll see him hit just the edge of platforms, and it gives you a horizontal momentum boost that you're not normally able to do. And then the other was right there, and that's rewinding, and he rewound very well on this level. You can rewind up to ×8, so you can really get it going, and if you time it right, awesome. If you don't, you've rewound way too far really, really fast. So it actually is quite difficult to get it right.
Yeah. I was gonna say something else, but it slipped my mind. Sorry.
All good.
If you see me go further and further into my camera, it's because there are a lot of visual cues in this game, and the further we progress in the game, the harder they're gonna be to see them. So you'll see a lot of great details on my face in a while. I'm just gonna apologize beforehand. Whoops. Oh well. So yeah, there's a corner boost that Justin was talking about right there.
And here we're going to see some rewind tech. There are various objects in this world that are green. You can see that platform there is sparkling and green, and that means that it's not affected by the rewinding. So it'll keep moving no matter what. Everything else around him, not so much.
Perfect. First try. All right.
Yes. First try on that very difficult jump there.
There is a little bit of new tech now, if you've seen Braid running before, that I'm going to try and go for. I'm going to try and YOLO a bit and go for some pretty hard strats, so hopefully we can get some of those.
And that's a good one.
Yeah.
A ladder jump boost that has to do with that 10 frame rule you just mentioned.
So it's technically possible to skip this plant, and I didn't. Oh well.
Close.
I can still. I'm kind of set. There are a lot of cycles in this level. I'm kind of set on one cycle now, but with some precise jumping, I can push that one cycle ahead. Oh, and this is helpful.
Nice.
Got those synced
Cannonballs lining up is just pleasing to watch.
Yeah.
All
But I could
right, get it? Yeah.
beat that one.
Good one.
Also, in this level, it's possible. There's a rabbit guarding the exit door, and you're supposed to kill it first, but you have one frame to enter the door before he comes up sometimes. So I'm gonna try and do that. Sorry, I just had to listen for a cue there.
Just a slight pause.
Yeah.
And you could see Kanban's rewind there was very good, and so that plant's going to go down a little bit quicker than it otherwise would. And you can also see that door is green, and so that's why he did a little hitch of rewinding. The door was affected by the key touching it, but the key was not affected when we rewound time back. So it stayed open, and he was able to unlock the second door behind it as well.
All right. That looked really cool, but you actually don't want to. You don't want to chain those up. But hey, it doesn't matter. Not much time difference.
No.
All right, we're coming up to that door I talked about. So sometimes it's possible, sometimes it's not. It's kind of RNG, so let's just hope it is. This is not something I usually do. Oh, it's possible at least. There we go.
Yeah. Nice little bounce on the Goomba to just steal the key right out of his position. And here's the boss, and you've got to drop the chandelier on him and keep rewinding time. Hit him multiple times. 5 in total. And there we go.
He can be annoying sometimes, but he behaved this time. Or, yeah. Oh, and this right here is basically one of the first major skips. I jumped kind of randomly in the middle of nowhere, and you'll see very soon why.
It's pretty cool. Wonder if it has to do with that jumping mechanic.
There we go. And since I stood on a platform now, and we have those 10 frames to work with, I can just jump in the air.
So yep, skipped all that ladder climbing and going up and around, and as well, don't have to come back for this piece later. You can grab it before that platform falls down.
Yeah. Like the intended way here is that you should... Oh. Intended way is to die right there, apparently. No, the intended way is to go below there and do all sorts of things afterwards as well. So, get to skip all that.
Big time save.
Alright. So this is a puzzle game in all sense of the word. We have actual puzzles to do. I've done them a couple of times, so it's not too difficult.
Just a time or two.
Yeah. The timer though stops when you do them, luckily, so I don't have to practice super fast puzzling.
Now, we're on to World 4, and things are different. You might have just noticed when Kanban turned around and started going left, time reversed. And that's going to happen throughout this world. So, a different gimmick, if you like. And one thing you can use that to your advantage on is if you're facing left, well, if your momentum is to the left, and you bounce on an enemy, the enemy won't die because time is flowing backwards when you bounce on it. So you can take advantage of that and have some situations where you use an enemy to boost you more than you would normally be able to, and indeed in ways that were not intended.
Yeah. There are a couple of tougher levels coming up on this world. The 3 last ones all have some very difficult tricks that can save or lose you a lot of time. So, first one is called the rabbit trick, which I need to manipulate how a rabbit moves to jump on it to get a puzzle piece that I would normally need a key to do. So hopefully that's gonna go well.
Now here these jumps are intended. You have to be able to use the Goombas to bounce yourself up here, at least to do it quickly.
Yeah, sadly there's really no super speed strats in this level, except just... Oh. It'd be nice to kill this guy sometime. There we go.
There we go.
But yeah, apart from just doing things very fluently, like you just saw me do right there.
Yeah.
Oh well. Yeah, so this is the rabbit trick that we were talking about.
He needs to get a bounce while his momentum is left. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Normally, you've got to grab a key to get that puzzle piece and unlock that door. So think about what a time save that is. Yeah,
you got to guide a Goomba through a lot of plants back and forth, and yeah, it saves quite a lot of time, even if I messed it up a little bit.
And he's set up a rewind so that once he bounces off this Goomba and grabs this piece, he can just rewind to the door. There we go.
This is another fairly tricky level, and everything happens very fast, so don't blink.
Grab the key. He's going to try to beat this plant, which is almost impossible. Oh, so close.
It was still like what's called a fast cycle down there, so it was still really good. But yeah, beating that plant is kind of like the cherry on top.
Yeah.
Icing on the cake, however you want to...
Practically task required to even have a chance at it. That was real close. Here's another fun mechanic. You can bounce enemies with your head, like that.
Alright, I think I got the good setup here.
I think you did. Kanban's going to have himself get killed and have the enemy open the door and rewind time to be alive, but be in the way of the door, so it can't close again. And that's a good time save. Didn't you say it was 3-4 seconds?
Yeah, and that's also, well, it's kind of new. It's new for most runners. A runner named PY did it a very long time ago, but he was the only one. He had a little bit of a different setup that was much more difficult, and then some of the newer runners found an easier setup for that, and now we're all doing it, but it's still a fairly difficult trick to pull off.
And incidentally, I did just clear that with Kanban because when he learned he'd be doing ESA, he thought, I know what I'll do. I'll get someone who's never speedrun this game and who is not European to join me on the couch, because that would definitely make sense.
Yes. But Justin's seen me play this so many times that he learned it through osmosis, so he'll be fine. And also, he's a great commentator.
Oh, thanks. All right, now we have purple things.
Don't die! Ooh!
Ooh, wow. And we have that shadow there. You saw the shadow come out. So every time Kanban rewinds, now when it goes forward again from the points he's rewound, a shadow will do time forward one more time. So you can have your shadow Tim, call him Tom.
Yes, I like the name.
You can have him do stuff for you. So there's a number of places where you do that. One, jump across this chasm with that key.
I'm actually not sure if I jumped. Okay, I did jump. Good.
That's a plus. And yes, take a death. He's going to take a death so you don't have to.
Tom is very sacrificial.
Exactly. And he's also going to distract that bunny so that he doesn't come after Kanban too quick.
Oh, in this level coming up right now, it's another one of those ladder jumps, but you only have 2 frames to do it, and it's just really hard because, yeah, you just have to learn it by muscle memory, basically.
Yeah, this is very tough. After he drops his shadow down to kill this Goomba and gets a new one, he's going to come back around and just try to jump up here, and it's tough.
There we go, 3rd try.
Got it. Yeah, and you might be able to drop him down here.
Oh yeah. No, 3rd try is fine. It's 4th try that's risky.
There we go.
So you have kind of 2 tries to do it without losing any time. The 3rd try you lose a little bit of time, and
A minor one, yeah.
yeah, anything more than that, you lose a lot of time. So I just
Okay,
got
so
it.
there he's having his Shadow Tom jump into the door there, so we can get back out.
You actually have 12 frames to buffer jumps in this game as well. It's quite nice that way. So you can buffer him for that jump, but it's a little bit risky.
It's extremely forgiving, but it can also get in your way sometimes,
Oh, yeah.
especially in the middle of rewinds if you rewind into a buffer.
Yes, that is incredibly annoying. It's happened way too many times and ruined my runs.
And here he's just going to press up and then raise the platform so that by the time Tom gets over there and presses up, he's up where the switch is.
I'm very pleased with us giving him a name. That's made this whole explanation so much easier. I like Tom. I'm sticking with Tom.
All right.
Alright, we're gonna have another boss here now, but I can't just hit him 5 times like I did the earlier one, but I can use shadows to hit him. So that was 3 hits. Yeah.
Easy peasy. And even avoid that flying cannon Goomba.
Oh, well, that is a good speed boost.
Yeah, that was okay. Nice.
There we go. Bolts of steel standing under there.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Tom, for grabbing that piece. And we're just about done with this world now.
The world coming up is definitely the hardest in the game. It has a lot of much more complex levels and a lot more tricks, speedrunning tricks that you can do. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is one of those games where all the hard stuff is toward the end. Well, not all of it, but
Yeah,
probably the hardest stuff. So you can have a really, really good run going, and then you've got all this hard stuff, and it just gets ruined.
Yep. All right. In this world, we have a ring that we've placed on the ground, and it slows down time in its vicinity. And since it slows down time, we're gonna use it as little as possible. That's where a lot of the strategies come from. Sorry, go ahead.
Strategic places. So there, for example, so that platform that's sinking will sink more slowly and won't close over the door by the time we get back.
You know what, Justin? The rabbit died.
Yeah, that was good.
Yes.
So every time we practiced this for ESA, the rabbit stayed alive and made an annoyance of himself. So
Yep.
I guess the curse is lifted.
I'd hope so.
Maybe that means Cascade will go well too.
The curse of the were-rabbit.
Yeah. All right, so there he slowed down the cloud so that the other one could catch up. The ring kind of has a radiating outward sphere of influence, I guess you could say. And so time passes the slowest right next to it and then progressively quicker the farther away you get.
This next level will do everything unintended, and everything is really, really hard. It's basically the hardest level in the game.
Yeah.
I think that's good.
That looked good. So we've got to jump around him and get back up onto the platform. I think you got it. Not on that jump. Come on, man. Get that.
I don't think it was good enough. No, I'm gonna redo this.
Goomba giving you grief.
There we go.
There we go. Oh, yeah.
Well, that illustrates how difficult that is.
Yeah, and it is. And my come on man was for the Goomba, not for Kanban. It's like, cooperate, please, dude.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just don't. So, but yeah, you get to do that nice boost off the ledge, bounce, and grab that piece, and then go over and get the key.
Swag strats.
And now he's got to use the ring to slow down the rate of firing of that cannon, or else there's no way for him to get in here on time and get back out. Which actually, as Kanban was saying, this is not how it's intended. You're not meant to have to platform and jump with this tight of accuracy. But he did it on the first try.
I was certain that was not gonna work. I'm pretty sure I hit my head there, and I was like, I'm just gonna go for it, and it worked. So I'm happy. Yeah, getting out of that cave might be the hardest single thing to do in the run, actually. You're supposed to put the ring on top of the cannon and guide a Goomba down, and everything takes forever, so we're just skipping it all, doing it that way. But you get very few frames to work with.
And by the way, you exited and re-entered to get rid of the ring, right? So
Yeah.
that it wouldn't slow you as you came across. So
Yeah.
it's just one of those subtle things in the speedrun that saves you some time.
Indeed it is. We're gonna manipulate a Goomba off screen here, so that's always fun to do. Hopefully I can get it. Yes, we did. And then we're gonna do like, it's about a 3-frame perfect jump, something like that. It's pretty tough.
It's tight.
Yes, there we go.
Nailed it.
That loses you 15 seconds if you fail it.
Yeah, it's
ridiculous.
It may not be the hardest, but it's easily the most penal if you manage to miss.
Oh, that was pretty sweet.
Yeah, it sure was.
Get over there. Thank you. Oh.
Oof.
All right, that was a really good level.
That was. I'm impressed.
Thank you. You serve the role of the whole ESA crowd today, so I'm gonna assume the whole crowd is impressed now. All right, this level is incredibly hard to explain, and we actually have some new strats here as well, some improved versions of the old strats. That kind of is more correct to say. So just try and enjoy it.
Those cannonballs though, and the ladders we just passed, not even gonna mess with them.
No, they take forever. We're gonna skip them completely.
Completely. Now here you're supposed to use your ring, but Kanban's like, no, I'm speedrunning.
Yeah, I'm just gonna run past the cannonballs. I don't care.
Here you gotta use the ring to let the little platform get under the big one.
That's the only ring we're using in this level, I think, actually.
Yeah, it's one that you wouldn't be able to get away with not using.
Yeah.
And now there's an issue with grabbing these pieces. If you rewind time too much, you end up losing them back because they go back to where they were in time. Just barely. Held on to that one. Wow.
I'm supposed to X4 rewind there, and I managed to hit it one more time, so I got an X8, and I was lucky. Let's just put it that way.
It was lucky, and you saw how big the puzzle piece got, which means it was that close to, going back to where it came from.
And because
Meanwhile, Kanban did this jump, which put the key underneath the platform so that when it sunk, it pushed it down, and it's down there waiting for him instead of going around with it and going through all the ladders like we were talking about.
Yeah, explaining how that key got on the ground is, it's complicated, but it's basically what Justin said. That's the easy version. All right, we got a very clutch move here. Oh yeah, I got this.
You do, but it's tight.
There we go.
Oof, just a little jump over that.
There we go.
Freeze time. Let the cannonball pass through you and grab that key and barely hang on.
Yeah, you're supposed to use the key here to slow down the fall of that. No, I mean the ring, to slow down the fall of the key and do all sorts of things. But we found a way to go down where you come up from without dying, so that helps.
It's just generally a good idea anyway.
Yeah. Alright, so now this is the last world with a puzzle piece. I mean, with a puzzle. And we can complete a ladder that will take us up to the attic and to the last world of the game. And I think I'm going to YOLO this, by the way. Okay, so I'm going to try and explain this. What I'm about to do, it's pixel perfect, and then I have to press left frame once for press left for one frame, and then I have to jump on the 4th frame. So we'll try. It's coming up right now. I'm going to jump across this chasm right here.
Yep, it's like the most perfect jump in the game.
And it's not going to work. I'm going to need to reclimb this ladder. Sometimes it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Nope. Crap. Alright. That's the one.
Ooh. Yeah.
I think actually I'm gonna check one thing real quick. No, it's not. I messed it up. Yeah, I was walking there. I'm not supposed to be walking there. That's the one. There we go.
Got it.
Ooh.
All right.
I don't think that's been done in a marathon before, actually.
I don't think so either.
Not that it would have saved me any time in that in that case, but I wanted to show it off.
Now, the time gimmick of this world is that time is flowing backwards, except for Tim. Like,
yes.
Everything. And you're supposed to kind of pick that up as you come into this place, the final, crescendo of the game's plots, and we have the princess running away from this knight.
Indeed. This whole level is an auto-scroller, but it has an alternative ending that we're going to unlock because we kind of beat the auto-scroller and it's faster.
Yeah, normally you've got to spend hours literally gathering up stars if you want to get the alternate ending and get up to the top. But Kanban and his friends who speedrun this have figured out a way to actually beat a cycle with very, very precise movement, and so skip the need for the stars altogether.
Let's see if we can do this. I need this boost right here. That one. Yes. There we go.
Yeah. So with that boost, I'll be able to beat this cannonball, where normally you couldn't, and hit this lever really nice.
Thank you. Yeah, this is very precise, everything that we're doing right here, just to hit this Goomba coming up right now. And, oh, I didn't get it.
Just short of it. There we go.
That doesn't usually happen. Usually if I can't get it, oh, well, okay,
Ooh,
I'll take
wow.
it. I'll take it.
2 in a row.
That only happens if you just barely make it there, and it's very rare. But we got it.
Yeah, we have gotten past that plant, which normally prevents you from getting in here. As you can see, he's going to pop right back up again. So normally he does, but instead Tim's on time and he can jump up on this chandelier. Or not.
Oh, that was close. That was so
very
close.
So if Kanban had failed to rewind before that explosion, he would have soft-locked the game.
Yes, we would have had to end the whole run right there, actually. Hey, we got it. No risk. No risk whatsoever.
Wow.
All right, I'm just going to run left for us. I'm going to use this time to do a couple of shoutouts. Now, we have, like just as been talking about, we've had a lot of new faces in Braid speedrunning lately, and myself and most of the new faces, German and Dell, have put together a Braid segmented run, which is just incredible. I think some of those levels...
If you like this run and you want to see it done absolutely perfectly, at least in human terms, and in fact, some of the levels actually beat the task.
Indeed.
Check it out. Check it out. It's really cool.
Speaking of tasks, we're going to do another one of those crazy jumps.
Oh, yes.
This one is way easier, though. There we go.
Ooh, got it.
This one I only need to be in a somewhat pixel perfect position and then just turn left for 2 frames and then jump. So, not that hard. All right. But yeah, shoutouts to Dell and German for making that segmented. You should check it out. And all right, we're in the last level now. Time is coming up very soon. I think we got under 45 minutes, just barely here.
Just got it.
All right, and time. So that was 24:43. So that's a sub 25. That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
And we got to show off some cool swag as well. So I hope you enjoyed that. Yeah.
Very nice run. Thank you, Kanban and Justin, for the commentary. And before you guys head off, I have 2 donations for you.
Great.
We have $5 donation from Noobly saying Kanban85, super runner, go Braid.
Thank you, Noobly.
And we have a $9 donation from Tiny Tim saying, hey all, couldn't resist donating for this amazing looking game featuring my namesake. Good luck on the run and thank you for the great commentary. Cheers.
Thank you.
So thank you guys for those donations. That was indeed a great run. Any more shoutouts you guys got, or are you guys good?
No, thank
That's
you.
all good.
Yeah, thank you to ESA for accepting this, so we could show it off.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys for being on, for entertaining our viewers. And we'll head off to the intermission with this and see you guys in a little bit.
Thanks very much. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.